By the time you're watching this, school has already probably closed for the summer. But before it did, I wanted to show you what one ordinary day actually looked like. Because honestly, I didn't even realize how much I do in a day until I watched this back. I was already up and dressed. What is dress? I started my morning making my kids breakfast, and this morning was just the quickest option: cereals and milk. I had a shot of probiotic because my gut have been really messing with me and I've been struggling a lot with gut issues. So I take this probiotic on an empty stomach, and then I'm not allowed to eat 10 minutes after taking it. So it was to lunch duty, like packing lunch. Now, if you're a mom, you already know packing lunch sounds simple, but until you're actually doing it, sometimes you just don't know what to put in that packed lunch box. But my non-negotiable in the packed lunch is it has to have at least 3 different type of fruit. Regardless of what it is, it has to have 3 different type of fruit in it. And you guys might wonder why not do it the night before. But I kind of prefer like freshly cut fruit for my kids because it already stays out long enough, and doing it the night before it just prolong how long it has been pre-cut. That's just how my brain works. I am currently using these cupcake cases just so it's look presentable, and if there's any liquid that is evaporated from the apple or orange, it can just be sucked by the paper and it doesn't mess up the pack lunch inside, and it allows me to just organize it better. Today I'm going to Manchester for work related meeting, so I was packing an additional pack or snack container for my daughter on the way. That's what you see me doing on the side in the little glass bowl. This is how you know it's so important to check your fruit, because you wouldn't even have known this was inside the grape had you not cut it. Today for lunch, my son wanted some jam and cheese, half and half, so I used like a bigger bun to create this for him. One of the many things we do is he has a say in what goes in his pack lunch, so I decided fruit because if I left it to him, he would just have apple and that's it. You decided sandwich, I decided fruit, and if you eat the fruit, I'll put a little surprise in it, like a treat, maybe like a cake, those tiny cakes or something. That's our deal we make, so to ensure that he actually eats his fruit before anything else. I got him these raisins that he loves to have every single day, along with some mango. I did not have any fresh mangoes today, so the option next was these dry mangoes. After this, I was like, thank God, like I'm finished with the pack lunch early today, and then he decided he wants some carrot. And I was like, okay, fine, carrot it is then. I added carrot. And then the kids wanted some hummus with the carrot. I was like, okay, hummus, it's healthy, so I'm just gonna suck it up and do it. I bought this store-bought hummus. Like when I scan it with this health app. It shows it that it was healthy, but I really did not enjoy the taste of it. But it will just have to do. This is what I packed for him: some juice, carrot, apple, orange, and raisins. And then the treat for today would be his little cakes. I was getting happy. I'm like, finally, I'm done now. I can just tidy up, put some hummus for my daughter for our trip to Manchester. And then she decided that she wanted some sandwich. I was like, okay, I can do that. At this point, I had to transfer everything into a new pack lunch box because it was not going to fit in that tiny bowl. And she's not a very big fan of like sauces, so it was just like chicken slice in a bread, and that was it. So back to making sandwiches again. As you can see, like, I'm rushing because I'm like, we don't have time. She's one of those picky eaters. She doesn't want butter or mayo, anything on her bread, just the ham and the bread. It's not a ham, it's a sausage, and it's halal, by the way. Those cucumbers was for me, and the kiwi and nectarine, that was mine for my road trip as I drive. Something for me to nibble on. This particular morning, I wasn't really hungry, so I just warmed up some milk. I had my probiotic already. So I warmed up my milk and mixed in some hemp protein and this multi-grain blend that you can have with milk. And it doesn't look appetizing at all, but it will have to do because I'm not hungry. And it does the job of keeping me full for long. As I start zipping my drink midway, and my kids just decided, let's do the 101 questions, and I almost choked on my drink. And I was just like, please just give me 30 seconds. Let me have my drink before we start the questions. When I was done with my food, the kids were almost finished. I washed up because I know I'm gonna be tired when I get back, and I didn't want to walk into a messy kitchen. As I was cleaning, I noticed the kid has spilled some milk, so I had to get the placemat and the table clean because we do not want to leave that to dry up there. And just another thing, I recently planted some sweet potato, like African sweet potatoes or Asian sweet potatoes, and I do not want those to die on me, so I have to feed that a lot, especially how the weather we have been having heat wave in the UK lately, so they do need a lot of water. And these sweet potatoes, I'm not planting them just for the sweet potatoes, but the actual leaf. Do you know that sweet potato leaves are edible? And in Guinea, we cook the sweet potato leaf. Oh, so nice if you try it. So I was trying everything to make sure I get my fresh green sweet potato leaf. That's them. They're surviving. Looks like they're dead, but they're not. They're actually surviving really well. After this, it was time to actually leave the house and drop my son to school. On my drive, it was really easy. My daughter behaved really well, and the drive was honestly helpful. Thanks to the Uncut podcast, they carried me the whole way through to Manchester and back. I love those ladies. It felt like I had like sisters sitting next to me in the car yapping on. Throughout my whole meeting, my daughter was just coloring and she was really behaved. We had a toilet break before we head out. This was me, I was already done. We had a little toilet break and then I was like, let's just walk through Chinatown in Manchester for a bit just to relax before we start. It was a really nice moment just spending that with her. When we go home, as soon as I parked, Bambi came and said hello. She's so gorgeous. I miss her. She's such a good cat.
You are so beautiful. Where are you going?
After all those hassle, my daughter hardly ate her sandwich, but she did have like the hummus and the fruit. At this point, my energy was so low. I still had about 40 minutes before school pickup, so I decided to have just 30-minute power nap. I needed that to just continue. Me at school pickup, I was so tired and sleepy, but life just goes on. After this, I literally had a bunch of things to do, but that did not make it on the video like my Quran. I did some bedtime routines, and this was me heading out for my night shift. It's still sunny outside, but it's summer.
And I can't. I'm exhausted. I really am.